Hello and welcome back to Severed Sons Presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. We are excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Wildmount. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I'll be playing Orgoth.
Hey everyone, this is Jaiden, and I am playing Laphus, Prismawing.
It's Ross playing Wilvan Grandmane.
What's up? It's Jaime. I'm playing North.
And question of the day is... What monster would you love to keep as an unconventional pet, Orgoth?
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's conventional or not, but like when we saw that Moorbounder, I thought it was like really super cute, and I would like to have a big kitty cat I could ride.
That's cute. I definitely go for dragon. Spent my whole life learning how to take care of one. Might as well have one take care of me.
Ooh, I like that. Slad. Now, not just any slad, specifically a Gormeal slad, because they're smarter and less disposed to chaos.
Ooh.
Not allowed to have pets.
Too many pets for one campaign.
Wah, wah, wah. Io, who is a water genasi, she wants a giant octopus because she could ride it like Orgoth, but it's all what the little water genasi girls want for their birthday. Is an giant octopus.
Basically wants a pony. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like not a pony. I like that.
Well, anything you want to talk about before we dive right into this meeting?
Let's fuck them up.
Meeting time.
Flip the table. If everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep, episode 55, Protective Measures, Part 2. So at the end of last time, you just started the meeting with the Cerberus Assembly after you had the dinner. You got the Allegiance of Allsight there with Jamon, Jimishaga, Jamil from the Cobalt Soul in attendance, and North's mother. They wish to offer the Cerberus Assembly wish to offer their aid in researching Kale Morrow and wish to inspect Rudium. They also brought up the fact that two criminal organizations were competing within the city and were responsible for the death of one of their members who was killed on a rooftop and dumped into Laphus Prismawing's carriage. So, let me pull up my notes here. So Cargill is like, in addition to this assault, any crime against a member of a diplomat of the Empire is a crime against the Empire. So it would be in your best interest if we can bring the killer to justice. And on this, of course, this is the same matter. We do not know who is responsible for the Ravana Cross's airship crashing into the roof of the Imperial Embassy, though we would like to know why. There were a few survivors of people who jumped sailors, but all they know is that sailors, the servants of Ravana Cross, went haywire and started attacking her, and she had to teleport to safety. Jimishaga says, the Hand of Ord has been working to find out information about these two thieves guilds, these two criminal organizations, and we're looking to find a way to pit them against one another and keep their chaos contained and not breaking out into the city streets. It's very important. We have over 3,000 people here. 300,000 people here. We need to make sure that any fight is, well contained. And Jamon just kind of nodding. You see Jamil, who's actually like leaning back. Jamil is the Cobalt Soul curator, and he's leaning back, and you see him pull out a notepad and kind of start making some notes in a notepad. Make a insight roll, everyone.
Yeah.
15.
6.
6, 15.
Natural 1, but that makes it a 12.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Let's see. Laphus.
Yeah.
You see that Jamil is being very, very observant. Like, kind of like his eyes are really just kind of going over like all of a person, really picking out details.
I pretend to breathe, that I'm breathing. So I'm kind of just like moving my shoulders a little bit up and a little bit down, just forcing air.
They look over at you and raise an eyebrow, and it's like they look over at Ashes.
It's all right. He's covered in fur. He can't tell.
They're talking about the evidence. They're like, Jimishaga's like, because of the fire, much evidence was destroyed. We are happy that Ravana was able to get to safety and was not killed in the unfortunate accident.
Wilvan is saving face so hard. He's like biting the inside of his cheek just to not make any sort of reaction to any of that.
And at a certain point, Jimishaga kind of gets away from, is trying to push them away from this. It's like, of course, we'll let you talk to people. We will, if there's certain people that you know that you want to interview, we will make sure that you can interview them. And you see Esmeralda is like, well, how about Lapis Prismawing? We have an eyewitness that says that she was on the embassy grounds during the attack, during the crash. And Jimmy Shaga's like, really? And they all turn toward you.
Wasn't this the same witness that you said I was there and you guys didn't provide him, so we dropped it?
Walcott says, if we could move on from this conversation, I believe that our investigation will bring up important matters, and if we need anything else from Miss Prismawing, we can talk to her privately. Isn't that right, Laphus?
Don't talk to me.
So after a bit, they start talking about, and this is more toward Jimishaga, about how they want to establish a stronger trade agreement with Ank'Harel. And Ank'Harel builds some of the best skyships on the planet. And they want to use those skyships to help organize trade back and forth between the Empire, between Rexentrum and Ank'Harel. And they start talking boring stuff. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Who else? You see that Jamon is like listening, but he's sort of fading out. And Walcott, who's sitting next to Laphus, is like, Ravana wishes to send you a message.
And that is?
And he hands you a silver, what looks like a little 5-inch in diameter silver plate.
Do we see that?
Oh yeah, he's doing it right in the open. Laphus has been like, whatever you have to say it out in the open. So he's doing it right out in the open.
All right. Well, I will put that away for later, since everybody else is talking about other things.
And after a while, the conversation starts to kind of like get off of, like, everybody wants to open trade. Like, this is a very important to everyone. And Jamon is like, of course, making sure that we have open trade between all nations of the world is very important, is what Jamon says. As long as proper treaties are in place to protect both parties.
Real quick, if I have an eye on Mrs. Hamilwin Delore,
Yes.
how is she taking that like the Cerberus Assembly is doing most of the talking about something that is not like political?
Well,
but
yeah, I
mostly,
should have
like,
been more
trade-wise?
precise, because she actually is taking lead in part of
Because
this.
that is
so.
not
Yeah.
that is not their business.
Yeah.
That's hers. And if they're overstepping, like there's gonna be a shitstorm.
That's my fault. She is kind of taking lead on that, because I was thinking as like this the imperial.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
imperial.
That-
But the
There
imperial
we go.
aspect, and that's
Brains
one of the
connect.
reasons why
Good.
she was there specifically. Thank you for that.
Are they speaking deliberately for the king, or are they like in the way they're presenting this?
Hamoin is.
I'm sorry, the Empire.
The Empire, yes. The Empire, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But the Cerberus Assembly is, are they part of the? Is it between Hamilwin and Jamon, or is this?
It's
the
yeah.
Cerberus Assembly?
Hamoin is like leading the part about opening
Sure.
trade.
Yes. But does the Cerberus Assembly? They seem to be on board with that.
They
They're
are
trying
on
to-
board with that. Yes.
Okay.
Especially like passing back and forth. You see, Fundor and Esmeralda are starting a side conversation with the Allegiance of Allsight, and who are still being adamant and not showing any examples of rudium to them. And you see they're getting a little like angry at each other, because they're not like, why don't you want to show us? This is a very important magical discovery. Like, everyone should have access to this. Like, are you going to create some sort of super weapon? And you hear the word super weapon come from Fundor. And you see James Kyron like, we're not in the business of creating weapons. We're in the business of researching and finding out facts. And he like bangs the table, and you see Jamon and Hamilwin kind of look them, and James Kyron kind of gets quiet. Wilvan, make a perception check.
A little better. 15.
15. You see that Martha, the elf that you actually, like, you may have seen her. Like, she's the one of these four people that you may have seen back in the capital. The female elf.
Okay.
But you kind of catch the pseudo-dragon looking at you.
Wilvan will return the gaze. If he notices that, he's not gonna. He's as casual as possible. If he
Right.
sees an animal looking at him, he's gonna meet its eye, and then or a beast rather, and then look away as if he's part of the conversation.
Yeah, you see the kind of pseudo-dragon kind of tilt its head.
And as it does, he's again like kind of throwing it away. And after did you say it was Jimmy Shaga talking about the ruidium?
No, it was James Kyron.
So many names.
Yeah.
As
Allegiance of Allsight.
Yeah, as Kyron kind of oversteps and slams on the table, gets quiet, whatever. Wilvan, in a lower register than he usually uses, and with a different accent, speaking less in his what we know, I guess, to be Irish, but he says, "The ruidium is under lock and key for academic purposes only," and he's kind of scanning, speaking as an expert, as they were brought here. And keeps it brief.
Okay.
He says, there are no weapons being made. And should we betray that trust, should Ankarel, is what he actually says, Ross misspoke.
Yes.
If Ankarel misplaces that trust, that is a bridge that can be crossed at another time.
You see Grizz Alakritos from the Allegiance of All Sight. He's like, that is a very important point, Wilvan. We shall, of course, offer you looks into our, papers. We have thousands of pages of paper on Rudium that all of our scientists and all of our wizards and all of our researchers have prepared. And we can show you, he's like, and the Fundor says, I believe that this research is probably highly redacted, and you probably are only showing us what you want to show us.
Just as redacted as your witness.
Walcott kind of like, Walcott whispers over to Laphus. She is waiting for your response.
Just hope that response will make sure that, it doesn't fall on you to die for her. Mick Erin.
He kind of looks at you with this weird, like, what did you say? And he actually says that out loud. What did you say? Excuse me?
Oh, me making sure that this whole apology thing that she wants to say to me or whatever the fuck she's trying to tell me, if it doesn't sound like an apology to me and telling me that she wants to give me back my leg, it'll fall on you and you will die. Mick Erin.
Make an Arcana check. After you said that, you see him cast Comprehend Languages. I'm just going to give it to you. It's pretty...
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I rolled 18 on the die. So.
Yeah. You see it, like, he does, like, one little, like, move of his fingers, and you're like, he's fucking kept casting Comprehend Languages. And then you see, he listens to you, and he's like, stands back, just stares. And Laphus, you're pretty sure that Jamil heard that, and you see kind of Jamon looking your direction too. So
she just kind of smiles and just goes, "El in est na," and just like sits back.
Okay. The Orgoth, a waiter, Lena comes over, kind of kind of winks at Wilvan, and it's like, "Can I help you?" Yes. One. Okay. And she goes, and a few minutes later comes back with a drink. And let's see what else. The Jim Mishaga says, could we take a 15-minute break and continue this conversation? Yes. Esmeralda says, yes. Afterwards, I would like to hear about the experiences that the experts here, the favored few, have discovered down in Kael Morrow, and hear about their experiences. And everybody gets up and kind of goes to use the chamber pot and stuff. So, what do you do during the break?
I'm gonna check out the silver coin that I was given.
Do you do it right there at the table?
Might as well.
Okay. Suddenly, this little like the surface of it glows and hum, and these little like crystalline figure appears, and you see the torso of this woman, a shifter. It's got hyena ears that you've seen before. And you see Walcott kind of watching you from the drink table off to the side. And you hear this voice that says, where was it? Hello. I believe you're the one who's the previous owner of this, and you see an image of your leg, just holding it with both hands.
Oh, you bitch.
And I forgive you for destroying my lovely airship. I loved that thing. I loved taking vacations there on that ship. And this is like an elderly, kind of older woman. Wilvan, you recognize this as Ravana.
Great. So he's definitely listening while this is all happening.
Yeah. She says, so you wouldn't come back to Walcott with a number or something that you wanted to exchange with us? However, with the word of rudium being so abundant in the city that you're currently in, if you bring me 10 pounds of rudium, I will give you your leg back. Oh, and believe me, I think I've got an idea of who you really are. And I might be able to help you with some other things as well.
Can I respond to this, or is this just a
You
automatic?
can try. You don't know. It seems to be an automatically recording, but make an
All right.
Arcana check. Make an Arcana check.
All right.
Well, you destroyed the scry sensor, so she's probably not listening. So.
Oh,
True.
Oh.
That's a 26.
Oh yeah, it's a recording.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm not even gonna respond.
Okay. Just talk to Walcott. Arrange everything through him, and I will see that you get your limb back.
All right. And so then I'm guessing the image of her dissipates.
Yeah, what happens is that there's like some sort of substance that's on top of the silver, and it kind of like grew up like crystalline, and then it kind of melted back into the crystal, layering on top of the silver disc.
Okay.
And it's now flat and smooth.
All right. So I would just like toss the coin back over to Walcott and just go, nah, no deal.
Oh, really? Are you that uninterested in getting your other leg back?
Oh, I'll get it back, but not with that whole attitude. I'm pretty sure that even you don't care about her having that shit.
It would
I
be
mean-
interesting to see what the rudium can do, what she could do with the rudium, actually.
You really gonna give her more power?
She gets more powerful, I get more powerful.
So your power's only reflected from her.
Let's just say that in a windstorm, standing behind one person lets you stand up against the hurricane much better.
Man, you are so lame.
Bro, I ain't never seen a hurricane before. Jeez.
What a phone. What a
Walcott
phone.
calls his penis. As we start the break, and Laphus begins her investigation of the medallion, before Wilvan's paying attention, he would have chosen. Let me look at this list of names. He would have chosen. I guess it's Amartha, because that's the one he's the most familiar with.
Right.
I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, did all of the assembly members leave together?
They're still here in the room.
They're still here.
Yeah, because it's a large conference room with like a bar where there's like snacks and pretzels and whatever.
Okay.
But they're like, it's a big enough room where you can kind of like have quiet conversations and nobody can overhear you unless they're really, really stealthy.
Sure.
Some people did leave, but they came back.
Wilvan would yeah, still doing it. If the assembly members have gone to have a private conversation, if they're having some sort of, are they having a little just session together?
Yes. You see, actually, this is how the grouping work. Hamoin is talking with Jimishaga and Jaman. You see Jamil, who has been just like kind of in the corner watching everybody. You see Cargill, Esmeralda, Fundor, and Martha are kind of together as a group talking. And they're trying to, like, as they talk, Cargill goes over to the Legis of Allsight and kind of tries to strike up a conversation with them. And also, Walcott is just
how's that received, that conversation?
It's kind of like tete-a-tete. It's like kind of like it's not going anywhere, but also it's not. The potential is there, so it's just. And Walcott is like staying close to Laphus.
Then Wilvan, as everybody gets up and as like the shuffle of the chairs are happening, he uses that to mask the sound. His right hand, which has been on his lap, on his drum specifically, this whole time, he does a really quick, like, one drum, and like his hand like bounces off into, like, as if he's holding a ball, goes
Yeah.
And so under the table, and what he does in that moment is he casts scrying.
Got it.
And so he can feel the invisible sensor. He essentially has it in his hand, but it's invisible.
Yeah.
And he takes his hand off it, and then he flicks it under the table still, so it's intentionally going toward Amartha.
Got it.
And so there's a wisdom save that needs to happen here. I have met the target, so the save modifier is 0. But since is there any familiar know the target well is a -5? Is there any way I can maybe split a difference there?
Yes, because it was a long time ago.
So maybe like a -2 or 3.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Then she has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay, that's a 7. Well, you probably don't know that what she rolled, but
sure.
Yeah.
That's a fail either way. And I can see and hear through the sensor, so I'm specifically
listening.
I want to hear conversations between the assembly members. So it stays within 10 feet of her. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it at the, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna flick. I'm placing it up her rope for no reason other than so nobody shut up. So if somebody can see invisibility, they can see the sensor. So he's trying to hide the sensor, but also get close enough where he can hear. So what he sees is, he's an adult. What he sees is what he sees, but he's listening to the conversation.
Okay. Good excuse. The they are talking about how does because I know that Matt Mercer, whenever somebody cries, it's like they go all like glowy eyed and everything.
Oh, sure.
But it's like you're just kind of like off in the corner, kind of just like resting.
I would say his eyes at least have to be closed to maintain concentration on it. So it looks like he's just kind of resting.
Got it. Okay.
In his chair until he starts to tune in to Laphus's conversation.
Excellent. The conversation that the Cerberus Assembly mages are having they're actually like kind of slamming Walcott. Like, why the fuck is Walcott here? He is like, whatever excuse him and Ravonna Cross have for just messing up this meeting. Like, they're taking their job seriously. They are really trying to find out about the rudium. They've been given orders, it seems like. But they feel like whatever Walcott is doing with the dragon elf, is really fucking up what they're trying to get done.
Great.
Good.
That seems like plenty of information before he would tune in then.
Okay,
to Laphus,
yes.
So that at which point the spell is dropped.
Okay. The butler comes over to Orgoth, and I had a name for him last time, and I never said it. His name, he has a little like name tag, the Lollyho, and it's like pleasure to help you. Stylor Quill is his name.
But like, hello, my name is
Yeah.
Starlight.
Mr. Orgoth, is there
yeah.
anything I can get you? Do you wish another ale or?
Yeah, this one's pretty much done. That'd be okay. I'd have another one. It's very, very tasty. You have fine libations here at the Ladio.
We can get whatever you need.
No, just ale's fine. We're in an important meeting, so I can't have too much.
Of course. And he claps his hands, and Lena actually goes into a side room, comes back out with another big thing of ale, puts it in. Yeah, I don't know what I'm like.
That's right.
Brain fart. Puts it in front of you, and then she goes over to you, Wilvan. Lena does, and it's like, can I get you anything, Wilvan?
Fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And she
Very
leaves.
curt, still using his wrong voice.
Yes, of course.
Maybe even giving her eyes as to like,
What are
leave
you
the
doing?
fuck alone.
Yeah, she appears to be. Make an insight check.
He is really not concerned with politeness with her, because she can't take a hint, obviously. I'm sorry, what did you ask me to?
An insight check.
Insight. Wow, that's a 29.
Okay. It appears as if,
Bro.
like, she really wants to get to know you. Like, she's like wants to start up a conversation with you, but doesn't know how.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And she never will at this
And she
point.
never will.
Yeah.
Wilvan, when they're clingy, meh.
He has to start getting curt.
Mhm.
So he really shrugs her off.
Okay. Jimishaga takes her staff.
I think before
Yes.
the break ends,
Yes.
North would probably hang back around Jamil, just like sees him just like looking around the crowd and would probably be doing the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's just like
He sees you looking at him.
just
Walks
like
over.
leaning back against the same wall, kind of shit.
Yeah. He's like, what are you observing?
I'm just gonna give a little like chin up towards the Fandora and the two Allegiance of All-Type people.
You don't trust them, do you?
It's that obvious.
Well, legends of their involvement in political matters is well known throughout the lands. However, you see Miss Esmeralda there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her left hand.
Gonna look over.
Make a perception check. At advantage, because he pointed it out.
Yes. 24.
I was gonna say North already takes an advantage because they have the goggle thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They say, so Esmeralda appears to be the kind of sort who is here to have fun, is really interested in finding out about magic, but she has taken off her wedding ring. And you see, like, there's a little, like, indention in her
There
finger.
is that little. Oh.
Like, she's here. Either she is married or just recently got divorced, or she's taking it off. Your friend Wilvan has been, I believe, casting some spells, but I couldn't quite see what it was.
No, I'm not keeping tabs on him.
Oh. You are doing the same thing I'm doing and being really observant.
I'm trying.
But you haven't figured out the reason why people are doing what they're doing.
Always comes back to power.
Interesting.
Even you.
I try to stay out of things. The kobold, you know what?
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, but also it's knowledge.
Yeah, but the more you know about your enemies or your allies, even, you know how to play the game better.
Yeah, I don't really play much of a game. Looking at you're an Eladrin, and from your skin tone, you've spent some time in Port Denali.
It changes every once in a while.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It changes every once in a while.
Well, yes, but Eladrins change their color, but they're also the way that the sun affects it. You spent quite some time in Port Denali.
It's more with the hair, yeah.
Oh. Is that a hint of monkey dung? I'm kidding. That's...
Haven't seen bong water in so long. Miss him so much, Emil.
Jimishaga bangs her staff, and everybody sits back down. Cargol says...
Is there a way that I could sit even further away from Walcott?
Walcott, okay, you sit a couple of chairs over.
I actually managed to just grab Emil, sit him right between us, and just like, no, you stay there. You stay there.
Do you want my chair? I can switch.
Jamon goes up, and as he's like, gets some water, and as they walk past you, they lean over, and they say, Ong I Eren In to you.
Laphus is going to look over at him, kind of give like a smile, like a giant, like, you know what I'm talking about.
I've been around, is what he says, and then walks off. The meeting begins again, and Jamon says, favored few, you were given quite a good report to the leaders of Allsight. Is there anything that you can tell these esteemed colleagues with the Cerberus Assembly about the dangers that you have found below in Kael Morrow? What would you wish to tell them?
Oh, it's like super unsafe down there. Like the tunnels can just shut off, and then like people could drown and stuff. So I wouldn't go down there because you have to be like a really experienced adventurer to do that. Otherwise, you'd just be dead and stuff.
Oh God, hold on a second. Grizz Alacrito says, we believe that it wasn't our fault that the keystone failed. We believe that Galio Kerda sabotaged that keystone to try to separate themselves from the base camp. So the keystones are quite safe. And once more of them are established, we should be able to explore more of the sunken city.
I mean, it's pretty fucking wet down there. I'd pack a wetsuit if I were you. And don't forget that when you're going back up, if you're in the water, just like go slowly because you gotta adjust to the pressure. You don't want to end up with the bands or something like that. But you don't want to go down there, period.
Right. And if you eat, you have to wait an hour. before you go down. Dude, that's another one.
That's an old wives' tale.
I know. My mama told me. She's an old wife.
Okay.
Physical pain.
Physical pain. Cargill says, did you see any of this rudium yourself while you were down below?
What
All
we
the-
have seen is people affected by the substance.
What can you tell us about how, this is a Cargill saying it again, what can you tell us about the dangers of someone being infected? Anybody?
It is venomous. It infests upon its host, both physically and mentally. It is chaos incarnate. It is dangerous.
Keeping an eye out on anyone just to see reactions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if is there hunger? Is there like, oh no, I'm not gonna
Insight
touch that.
check. Everybody, if you want to make it.
Nah. That's an 8.
That's a natural 20 for me.
Okay.
18.
15.
Esmeralda seems to be the most kind of like interested. They are kind of listening and hanging on Wilvan's words. She actually says, is there any way that we can interview someone who has been infected? Or have they all died? And
The only one that I really
The
know.
latter, they are all.
Yeah, I think the only one that I really
They are all
know
dead.
basically turned his whole body into rudium and died from it.
Wilvan did interrupt Laphus.
Oh yeah.
intentionally
Oh yeah,
to-
yeah,
okay,
totally.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's talking about Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Who's fucking dead? That's not a lie.
Yeah.
That isn't a lie. He died from it.
James Kyron starts to speak up and says, well, we believe it is the willpower that, and you see Grizz step on his foot.
Oh,
The same foot that Wilvan stepped on, whoever it was.
I stepped on his
North?
foot last episode, yep.
And
That man's losing a toe soon.
and they say, so there's no proof about being able to use ground rudium as spell components?
Where'd you
Not
hear that from?
safely.
Yeah, not safely. I mean, you'll immediately die, but
You know, it's a bit like, there's been a thing at some point with people going crazy over crystals of all kinds, and they started making some weird things, and they're not really like, crystal is porous, so don't put that in your body. You will infect yourself.
They nod.
Don't use sex toys made of selenite. It is brittle. It is a 2 on Mohs hardness scale. Do not.
You see Jamil kind of
That's
like
his eyes.
write something down and flip his notebook closed.
Yeah, you have to write that down.
The looks over at and Jamil looks over at you, Laphus, and is like kind of gives you kind of like what's her deal kind of look to North.
and Laphus kind of just like glances over at him, just just a little shrug.
You know what the deal is? Talking about sex makes people uncomfortable.
Jamon stands up and says, it is obvious we are going to come to a stalemate here. I cannot allow any of you to go below. However, I believe that the nature of this dangerous crystal that is obviously growing beneath the city, and the two criminal organizations that want it so badly, we must put a stop to it. And I believe the first step in this process is for trusted adventurers of the jewel to provide a complete map of Kael Morrow, so that we can perhaps block off dangerous locations to keep the criminal organizations away from it. And you see them look at the Cerberus Assembly when he says criminal organizations. Is there any final words that anyone wishes to say before this meeting is adjourned? And you just see the legions of all sight kind of like not saying anything. They've given away too much already, and they're just stupid. The Walcott kind of looks over at Laphus. Well, anything? Any change of heart?
What? I'm sorry. What did you say?
Any change of heart?
No.
Okay. The people of the assembly, the quartet, look over at Walcott and like, shut up. And Cargill says, we will definitely read any further materials that you provide us and hope to get a report of the Favored Few's expeditions down below so that we can be kept abreast of what's happening as well. And Jimishaga bangs, raises the staff, waiting for anybody else to say something. And then
should the issue of trust continue to be a problem regarding the information passed between us, then I would advise the subject of trade be tabled for the time being until that is settled.
You see Hamoin just kind of like deflate a little bit. And
doesn't care.
Yeah. The fun Cargill is like, I agree. Perhaps we can come to an agreement for trade in the future, but as long as this danger exists under our feet, there must be something done to keep either side from creating any sort of device or weapons using this crystal.
Wilvan nods.
Okay. And Jimishaga bangs loudly, like you can hear the floor reverberating underneath your feet.
Careful with those old bones of yours.
Jimishaga just looks at you. Like, this meeting is adjourned. Please leave quickly.
As soon as she says that, Laphus is just like, finally, and just like really loudly, just like, finally, this is over, and just gets up.
Jamil kind of like nods to Laphus, nods to everyone, and gets up and puts on his blue curator's robes and walks out. The Hamoin comes over to you, North, and just kind of like nods.
I will make sure to have my back turned to the Cerberus Assembly as she does.
Yeah, and she just kind of nods, kind of like doesn't say anything, and walks past you.
As Laphus stands and as North deals with Hamoin goodbye, Wilvan stands, and the only eyes that he locks with is Jaman, gives him not a nod, but more of like a head bow, and then turns and goes without looking at a single Cerberus Assembly.
Okay.
Orgoth will get up and go over and say, Styler, could I get like two like road tankards?
Lids.
I will add the cost of the vessel to the bill to the jewel.
Oh,
yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And
Good. Yo,
he
perfect.
comes over. He just like goes in the back room himself, comes out with 2 tankards and gives them to you.
Okay.
They
Thank you.
they
Thank you
have
very
the
much.
it's like the Rainforest Cafe. They've got like the logo, the Lolio logo
If
on it.
anyone
Right.
remembers the Rainforest Cafe when they all closed down.
Yeah, you bring it back, you
Rip.
get a free refill.
I
That's
had
right.
one that lit up at the bottom. It's like it's so cool. I think I still have it somewhere. Wilvan, as you walk out, Jamil is there, and he kind of leans in and says, "Watch Martha. She knows you."
Wilvan locks eyes, gives him a grateful nod, and continues out the door.
Okay.
Laphus, before she leaves, because she made a whole show of like finally being done with this shit,
Yeah.
looks over at Walcott and says, I mean, if that's all, nothing else, not for you to do a little switcheroo place with where your allegiance lies, just let me know.
Just because I am a wizard of some moral dubious morals does not mean that I can just switch sides at a moment's whim. He's lying, but no insight check needed. But
Just let me know.
and
Jamon?
Jamon, he kind of mumbles something to you, like whispers it in your ear, and it's basically a nice pronunciation. I did not know anyone knew the old words.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to say it. I don't know why I decided to speak it. Something about being in here just kind of made me say it.
I think it was your anger.
Probably. Let's go with that.
They kind of laugh, like a little small laugh, and says, "Watch your back, Laphus Prismawing."
I will. And she walks out the door,
Okay.
grabs Ashes, jumps up onto her shoulders, and she just moves on out of here.
Okay.
I think I'll leave just like last,
Okay.
waiting for everyone to go. Just
Jim
like-
Mishaga is doing this, like got the
Oh
pole,
yeah,
just
absolutely. I'm
staring,
just like
get the
waiting
fuck
for
out.
just
Yeah.
like waiting for everyone to go except for like the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just give Damona, Your Excellency. Then
They nod. Yes.
turn around, and I have the sheaths of both my rapier and of Fucus, like still quote unquote bound.
Yes.
And just as I walk out, I'm just gonna do the quick, like just pull and put back
Uh-huh.
as I walk out.
Okay. Phew.
Just behind whoever is last. I'm keeping an eye on everyone's back, basically.
Everyone gets outside. There's like a row of carriages. You notice that Walcott goes out, casts a spell, and you just see whoom, and he disappears. Just on the city street.
Dimension Dora's bitch.
Jamil goes up to a carriage, and suddenly you see this. Am I pronouncing it right? Serval, a cat, big kind of comes to the window, and Jamil's like, "I missed you too," and opens the
Aw.
door, and the cat just kind of bounds down. "Do you want to go for a walk?" And he's like making the cat noises, and he reaches in and puts a harness. It's like, "Follow us around the block, please," to the driver, and goes off and walks the serval. "Zephyr, good girl." And they just kind of like walk along the road. And people give them a wide path because Zephyr is growling at people the entire way.
Just fucking.
So you're all outside. What do you do?
I advise we keep moving if we want to talk about this. The Cerberus Assembly is almost certainly listening. Or will be.
Oh, they are. I have a quick stop to make somewhere, if that's okay with you, but I can reconvene later.
Back at headquarters?
Um,
He's being cryptic
Got it.
intentionally.
Jimishaga comes out the front of the palace, looks around, says, "Oh," walks over to all of you. Goes to Wilvan actually. It's like hands you an envelope from Jamon.
Woman squints.
It's
Just
for the
a moment.
It's addressed to the favored few.
Before he takes it slowly.
Okay.
And
Oh, here, can you take this back in? Then you don't have to pay for the deposit. And he holds out an empty tankard.
She takes it and like walks back in his hand, like some guy's walking, and she shoves it in his stomach, and he takes it.
Thank you. Thanks.
And he looks at it like, "What do I do with this?" And she just walks inside and slams the door.
Man, that's a way to treat Jamon's right hand man.
Well, I'm just taking cues from you. It seems to work. You know. I respect your ability to, circumnavigate all the highfalutin people.
I'm pretty sure though she hates me, so odds are she now hates you and won't do you any favors.
Okay.
let's move.
Oh, that was shit.
So you go back to headquarters?
We could at least walk and talk. And
Okay.
I think
whenever like the road like splits off to go to the mongoose, I might just like, I'll see you back. But I'm gonna walk and talk as long as the road doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little
yeah.
ways. This is because the palace is in the central location.
Weren't we at the?
Oh, you were at the Lolly
Lolly
Hill,
Hill?
which is in the
Yeah.
Sigil district. Yeah, you'll probably walk for 15 minutes before it splits off. So you
You
got a
learned
little
a
bit of time
lot.
to talk.
We know what they at least want.
Assholes.
Oh yeah.
we knew that's what they were here for.
Yeah. That whole weapon thing, though.
Odds are they're definitely gonna make a weapon.
It's right where their minds go every time.
Yep.
The best defense is a good offense, so they say. What interested me is that Walcott does not seem to be on their same page. I, of course, assumed he was here on their behest.
I mean, the assembly's always been like a group of people, but also they're all their own greedy little selves. So if drowning one makes them keep their heads above water a bit longer, they're gonna do it.
You wanted me to take what, 10 pounds over to them?
Nope.
She has a bargaining chip.
She
She believes she's got
does.
power over you. Does she?
Not gonna lie. I'm tempted, but I won't do it.
Insight check.
Do it.
Deception or persuasion?
Oh, another 28.
It wouldn't matter. I rolled a 4 on my thing, but so persuasion was my roll because she's not lying.
Then he'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Say, well, they came looking for information, and they're leaving without it, but they're expecting something.
They're
They're
leaving
expecting-
with some. The allegiance are just a bunch of dumbasses with big mouths.
Well, at least one
Yes.
of them is.
Their need for knowledge and the exchange of information, unfortunately, makes them untrustworthy.
Well, I'm sorry if I gave away anything about the water and stuff. I just tried to make it sound too dangerous for them to go there.
Your instincts were spot on, Orgoth. I think that's what they need to hear. It'll at least slow them down. It's not going to stop them.
They'll try and find a way in, just like the veil, I think, and the chain, I believe.
But they're going to go much, much more carefully.
Which
At
will
least.
slow them down. As for Ravana with me, pretty sure. I mean, I've known who she was, Wilvan. I'm pretty sure I told you or someone that she's related to the guy who did all this to me.
So we should go get your leg from her, like, now, right? Because then just, like, finish that whole thing. That's not good.
Well, she would only exchange it if I had 10 pounds of rudium, which I'm not planning on giving to her.
Well, can you just tell her that we have it, and then when we show up there, we just take your leg back.
They're gonna look for it. They're not gonna let us in without it.
Ravana will have help. Reinforcements.
And I would not trust her word.
But, again, I think your instincts are right. I think the only way we get even halfway close to her is if she thinks that Laphus is on board for this exchange.
So we're gonna have to go back down at some point. To make them think that we are looking for this stuff or something.
Walcott's totally wanting to betray all of them, so could probably use him for something.
No, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I wouldn't either, but
I fear that I've made things more difficult for us, or at least for myself, which in turn makes it more difficult for you all.
Okay.
Jamil mentioned that one of them might have recognized me.
Well, they're all individuals, and they're all greedy. Pretty sure we can turn that around if we can make something shine for them to their advantage. Just have a little something they want.
They want me.
I'm pretty sure you're not that high on the priority list. How long has it been?
Long enough where my absence and my reappearance makes me somewhat of an asset. They know that I can avoid them, and they don't like that.
Everyone can be bought. Just gotta find what they want, besides you.
Ross, are you frozen?
I'm dead frozen. I don't know.
You're off.
I can hear you. There you go.
Okay, there you go. There you go, you're back.
It was a very intense stare, so.
Yeah, I was just like, is it okay?
He's so good. He's so good.
I have no idea what's happening right now because my internet is so bad.
Basically, we can, yeah. Let's just like.
I think I'm back. What did you say?
Yeah. I totally lost it.
we were making fun of your stare. Like your stare was so intense.
Yeah, because I was like, I've lost it.
I mean, there's something they want that is gonna be more enticing than old you. So.
no, if it was little you with rudium, then they'd be much more interested.
God dang.
Wilvan kind of buries his face in his hands and rubs his eyes. He says, that fucking pseudo dragon. That's what fucking recognized me.
Maybe it wasn't a dragon at all. Maybe it was someone.
Disguised as a dragon?
I mean, some people can turn into cats.
pseudo dragons are smart as is.
Hmm.
And if it was someone that I know personally, I'm mad that I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect him to bring one with them. Because it was talking to a Martha that whole meeting, I guarantee it.
I kind of want to talk to the Jamil guy again. He's got a good.
I'm supposed to have
eye
coffee
for
with him.
things.
Like he told me that I requested and I should come over to his house for coffee.
Is Jamil someone we can trust?
I put my life in the hands of the Cobalt Soul.
Make a history check, Wilvan.
Natural one.
There was that one Cobalt Soul agent who got like betrayed them and got arrested and everything, but most of them are kind of trustworthy. So they had bad press for maybe a year or two back in the Empire.
Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, I don't believe that entire organizations can all be on the same page, as is clearly defined by the Cerberus Assemblies. So forgive me, I'm used to distrusting colored robes.
He's a high curator, though. He should be closer to the ideals of the whole thing. Rooting out corruption. One book at a time.
Well, if Laphus's leg is in the Empire, I suppose we need a way to get there quickly.
Does anyone have any rudium to entice?
Nope.
I mean, besides me.
What about Galsariad?
I'm heading there. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Also not someone we can trust, but someone we have experience with at the very least. Someone we can perhaps predict.
I feel like he's got knocked down a few pegs. Maybe he's gonna be willing to listen.
Well, if we go back down to Kilmaro, we could get some for ourselves, right? We could just get some rudium to get Lapus's leg back, or at least faint to get close, and then get the leg, and then get out of there.
Problem is if we bring Annie, there's a chance that we're overpowered, we're outnumbered, we're outsmarted, and they take it. And that's a problem.
Depending on where we end up before we get to the Empire, I might have a little help.
What do you mean by that?
When I went to grab, the other piece of me when I left for those couple of days, I might have maybe met a dragon.
What?
Blue dragon.
You're
A dragon, a large dragon, a real dragon.
A real dragon.
Ron, what do I know about dragons?
What everybody else. I mean, like fairy tales and everything. You know that they're powerful. They know.
Yeah, but the chromatic versus metallic.
Yeah, you know all that. Yeah, it's common knowledge.
Is this a dragon you can trust?
Oh no, I don't trust the dragon with any fiber of my being, but
He rolls his eyes.
But he definitely wanted me to serve him. And if there's any form of way that I can convince or lie to him or something to get him on my side, even if just a little bit, we probably have at least one ally in the sky to, I don't know, deceive or, get everybody's tensions away from us for a moment. Snatch and run.
Right now, it seems
That could be fucking crazy, though.
those here are focused on the thieves' guilds, potentially willing to incite a war between them in order to keep them from this. Walcott wants you. The Cerberus Assembly wants just the Ruidium, and now probably me. It's hard to say what everyone's main intentions are here, but the more that we can, like you say, divide their sights away from us, the easier we can get inside. Is there any way we can use these thieves' guilds to our advantage?
Well, you guys ended up. Well, Bruce is dead. The only thing that I can probably talk to is the leader of the Veil, if anything.
Got a contact with one of them. I don't know how high he is on the food chain, but I could try to talk to him.
With the chain or the Veil? Which one?
Veil.
Mm.
Wilvan is kind of like lost in thought for a moment. And he says, if there was a way that we could convince someone that they had found Ruidium, or even convince them that they have found Ruidium, but still keep it out of their hands. It raises the stakes, makes them enemies number 1 and 2.
I do still have that ring with Ruidium on it.
And
Probably use that for something.
about going to the Empire and bringing them 10 pounds of rhodium. We have contacts with, our good friends from that are supposed to wage war against each other right now, right?
Hmm.
Bunch of criminals in there. Forgers, maybe. Good forgers could be found.
We could attempt.
Give that a magical aura and just bring 10 pounds of red rock.
Well, that's why I suggest we bring Gelsariad, because that's at least 200 pounds of person with it. And
yeah, but
forgive me for being...
It's actual rock, though.
Sure. But if they believe that we couldn't get our hands on the real stuff, too dangerous, too elusive, beasts, undead beasts roaming the mines.
Didn't hear about that.
Perhaps bringing someone who's been affected, and forgive me for being crass, but should they try to use Gelsariad, capture Gelsariad, or should he try to turn, we slice his throat.
This is just going to turn into an escort mission.
Oh.
Nobody likes escort missions.
They always walk too slow.
Nobody likes super weapons either.
Yeah, but if we keep any sort of ruidium out of their hands, I don't think they're going to make a super weapon.
Could go a lot of different ways. You have the ring on you?
She picks up her pouch and just kind of gives it a shake, like it's in here.
I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna try to talk to them.
Be careful and stay on your best behavior.
I will. We had the best of times last time.
At the best of times, we had the worst of times.
You're heading off to the harried mongoose north.
Yes.
Where are the rest of you going?
As North starts to leave, Orgoth's gonna say, "Are you gonna go drinking with them?"
No.
Oh, all right.
You've had enough, big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Laphus is gonna...
It is the evening, by the way, just so you know.
Laphus is just gonna grab onto Ashes and just say, probably gonna maybe head back. Maybe check out Oncam's days and see what I can do there, what I can grab from there. See if she has heard any sort of rumor or someone try to sell her rudium at some point?
Keep it vague. We don't need anyone knowing that we're significantly doing business with the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Wilvan looks up at Orgoth and he'll say, "Then it's you and me. Where to?"
Well, I guess back to the pool flame, right? Because then it's a really short walk to bed after we have some more beers.
Wilvan will smile. He says, "Sounds good to me."
Wilvan and Orgoth, you get to the cool flame first because it's real close. It's kind of crowded. It's hopping. There's a lot of people there. Spike waves at all of you coming in. He's like, "Can I get you anything?"
Oh yeah, gotta have an ale.
Okay, come right up.
I better buy another one of the little kegs because it's just cheaper and faster.
It's like goes to the back, brings a keg out, puts it on the table, taps it for you. It's right here for you, big boy.
Thanks. Wilvan, come on, bud.
And he grabs 2 tankards and fills them up and slides one across to Wilvan.
Wilvan will hold it out to Cheers. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
And Wilvan is emphatically joining him and is maybe perhaps like every third tip of the tankard is actually taking a drink. He's just kind of pressing it to his lips. So he can hang, so he can keep up with Orgoth.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And he'll say, "I think that went rather well. Don't you?"
Yeah, sure. It seemed like it did. I mean, you all are like a lot of plans, right? I mean, real serious and things to do, and yeah. So if you think it went well, I think it went well.
Orgoth, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Okay, yeah.
We're all just winging it, pal.
Okay.
The plans come as we find them. You're not missing out on anything. I don't want you to think that we're planning things without you.
No, I figure, when it happens, it happens. We don't know what's going to happen in life. We don't know when you have to make, really hard decisions and do things that are difficult. So, we're just going to take it as it comes, right?
Yeah, you hear, that was a little bit loud, and you hear people cheering Orgoth.
Yeah!
And that's really what Wilvan was waiting for. Just any sort of opening. And so he'll put his tankard down after faking a drink, and he'll say, "Difficult decisions are coming to us every day. They don't seem to be slowing down, do they?"
No, they sure don't. No. Mm-mm.
Decisions that come with consequences, but decisions that can change our course for the better.
Yeah, right, for the better. Exactly. Responsibility is a bitch. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll drink to that. He takes a real swig that time. And he kind of the table's always bigger than he is, so he kind of rests his hands on his mug and puts his chin on his mug and on his hands rather, and says, "We've all been through a lot in a very short amount of time. And because of that, because things just keep moving along, we don't always really get to process it. We rarely even get to talk about it. Anything you want to talk about?"
Nope. I think tonight is for drinking. Maybe another time for talking.
Well, then he accepts that. Maybe stays quiet for a few moments and says, I'm the last person that's going to tell you when to open up. And until I met you, actually, I would have been the first person to say that you could handle it alone. He shrugs and says, I got your back. Or rather, the back of your leg, at the very least. But
And Orgoth like leans over and puts a big arm around Wilvan. He's like,
I've got like all of you, like mustache, like everything, right? Whatever you need, I am here for it. Like I will march into the gates of like really bad places. Whatever you need to have happen, I am there for you, Wilvan. I'm there for North. I'm there for Laphus. I'm there for I'm there for a lot of people now. But I am there for you, and I will do what it takes. I want you to know that. Because sometimes you have to be a man.
and he stands up and he yells.
All the men in the bars like,
The
yeah!
crowd.
Yeah.
Wilvan nods and accepts that. He says, Orgoth, I know. You will march to the ends of the plains and right back again. And I will sit here with you for as long as you need.
Right till I can't just about walk up the stairs, and then that'd be fine. Because then I'm gonna go lie down. But I probably got another, I don't know, lot of these left to go. So you don't have to keep up, Wilvan. It's fine. I can see that you're doing the little sippy thing, and that's cool because I got a couple pounds on you, and that's fine. So,
and Wilvan, he says, it's a flavor saver. It's all in here, buddy. And he kind of wrings out his mustache into the tank, trying to make Orgoth
And I think
laugh.
Orgoth will just spend however long it is until he can't spend more time drinking, really, really trying to get past what's happened earlier in the day. Because that's where he's at right now.
Okay.
Wilvan reads that, and he'll indulge with him in the joy of the evening.
Okay. How many Wilvans does it take to make an Orgoth? So
at least 6, probably. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy. Let's see. Laphus goes in the opposite direction to the Suncut Bazaar, and Harried Mongoose is in Scissor District, so north.
Yes.
Okay. So you head to the Harried Mongoose, and it's by the time you get there, it's like 10ish or so.
Oh yeah.
People are still around drinking, but it's like a more quiet night there.
Like that? We
Yeah.
like that.
And you see Irvin and Dermot talking downstairs, and they wave at you.
Hey guys.
Where's everybody else? Dermot says.
Well, I was gonna ask you the same.
Io and Maggie are upstairs talking, I think. We just came down because we wanted to get away from everybody and just talk, you
Inside
know.
of gals.
And Gals is up there too.
Cool. How you guys doing?
We're pretty good. Irvin's like, yeah, we're good. How'd your night go?
Honestly, kind of. I mean, I got some business to talk with big bad trader upstairs, but yeah, no,
He's a puppy dog now. Just kind of like push him
Aw.
over, rub his belly. He'll be fine.
Aw.
Irvin says.
I'll try that and probably get murdered. Amazing. Nah, the others are back at HQ. doing their things. It was on the way here, so you know. Just
Oh, they're all upstairs.
I won't bother you. Whatever you're doing, must be a lot of the rough stuff, right?
It is.
I'll
And you
let
see,
you-
and you
I'll
see,
let you do it.
Dermot take a backpack and pull it over something, hiding something.
I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna head on upstairs.
And as you walk away, Dermot's like, okay, so she obviously likes Butt Slut 69 is pretty good, but if you go to like Irvin, if you like read these books and talk to her about it, like
The hard stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Butt Sluts Go Nuts 69.
and you go upstairs and there's a little like meeting area at the end of the hallway. It's like a long hallway with doors, but there's like a little like almost like breakfast nook kind of thing, like where there's like windows, a lot of windows at the end of the hallway. And they're back there. Actually, Maggie is back there, and Io and Gals are kind of standing up. So Maggie's kind of taking up the entirety of the couch that's back there.
Yeah, guys, enough space for one more.
Come join us. Io says.
Where do I? Give me a sec.
This is kind of one of those bring your own chair. Maggie says, this was the only seating, and I was here first, so I
Oh, you're
claim
good.
it.
You're good. Amazing. I'm gonna do that. Like, pop a squat and say like seating, but in middle, just like
Yeah.
lean on the table. Gotta work those quads.
I was like, yeah, we're actually planning out our attack on the Carl Brug's basement.
Oh, nice.
We're
With
just
all
gonna
the
buy a
rats and all that jazz.
We're like teaching gals how to actually belay. Is that what it's called? Belay? This is Ron saying it. It's like where you kind of like going down a rope real fast.
Isn't that real?
Gals is like, I can cast Featherfall. It's like
Featherfall's good.
yeah. Yes, but you can't.
I have
control it.
descendre en rappel, but it is Elvish, so. Repel? Is it that repel?
Rappel, like you rappel down a cliff, like.
There
yeah.
we go.
Yeah. We're just talking about. I think we're going to be going in a couple of days' time.
Okay.
What's
so
up?
you're going down there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is going on up here, but since you're going down there, actually. So I've had an important meeting today, as you can tell.
You're all dressed up. It looks great.
Uh,
Maggie says, "You look handsome."
Thank you very much. You're the only one who noticed. You're the only one who. Okay. Well. So, anyone here familiar with the Cerberus Assembly?
Gals is like,
I mean,
they're
you
part of
should-
the Empire, and the Empire does
Yeah.
not like my home country.
Strahas?
Yes, he nods.
Mm-hmm. So we can agree that they're assholes, right?
I would use stronger language than that, but
I'm trying to be polite.
yes.
Trying to turn over a new leaf and be polite.
Io kind of laughs at that.
The right cunts is what they are. So,
What's
I'm
up with
meeting
them?
with a few of them tonight. 4 of them got to town. They're here. So that's 5 total.
Gal's
gonna
kind of
give-
like wrinkles up. He doesn't know like personally experience, but he's heard stories.
I'm gonna give detailed descriptions.
Okay,
of
who they
each of
are.
them.
Okay,
Walcott included.
got it. Yeah.
So
Oh, we know Walcott the Red. Yeah. We've heard
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
about him. Yeah.
All 5 of them.
Yeah.
And that there's also like white pseudo dragon, I believe. It's white, right?
Her hair. No, her hair is white.
Oh, her hair
it-
is white, and she has a red pseudo dragon.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're looking into the expeditions down below and what's going on. And let's just say that they're very interested in the stuff that, may grow on people sometimes. Look at gals.
Oh, Gallus is like, he kind of like opens his chest, and it's not really. It hasn't grown much since last time. Did you ever see it?
I did not. I heard of it.
He opens it up, and it's just a couple of red bumps, like crystalline bumps on his chest.
Not bad. Heard it was much worse than that.
I think I've got it under control with Laphus's
Good.
help.
Good. I'm just showing up here to make sure that you guys won't do business with them. And if you need money to convince you, I have that.
I will not. If you are an enemy of, this is Maggie, if you are an enemy of the Cerberus Assembly, then they are an enemy of the rivals.
I hate them with all of my being.
What did they do to you?
Oh, not just to me, but like they're pretty much, like politically and like historically, like.
I was like, well, actually, this sounds personal. What did he do to you?
That sounds personal. I mean, I could talk to you. I could talk over a glass of wine, probably, but no. We're doing business right now.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that you don't lead them down there by any other tunnel that we may not have.
All of our, I believe that we're far enough away from where the Sigil District is, where the maw to Kael Morrow is located. I believe that we're quite a ways away.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it past them to just try to find another way in.
We have kept it a secret. Only the Broogs and us know.
Are they keeping their mouths shut?
Io says, I will make sure that they don't say anything to anyone.
Good. Well, other than that, I mean, now we can figure out something else.
Figure out what? Io says.
Someone in our group may be trying to find something, and someone else has their hands in that, and they're asking for 10 pounds of the ruidium, which we don't want to hand over because we don't have that, and you know what it does.
Gal says, you can't have any of mine.
No, we're not giving it. No. You don't have much, apparently. Just got a little titty bump, and I'm gonna flick my finger at just a nipple, just at a nipple.
He puts his clothes back. Like, how dare you?
Well, just
And
you got experience with it. If we say we're trying to forge some, would you be inclined to give us pointers? Or maybe to help with it?
Gal says, I might be able to provide a magical glow to it, but I'm sure Laphus could do the same.
Yeah, but you got the experience. Like, if you see, little defects on it, you would be able to point it out, right?
I have experience with the rudium, yes, I believe so.
We're just trying to find another way than, giving them practically like a whole big barrel of terrible, terrible stuff.
We will help you. We are leaving tomorrow, however. Not tomorrow, 2 days from now.
I don't know when we're leaving. I'm just...
Okay. Let us
Just
know.
getting my bases covered. Want to have drinks brought up here?
Sure. Io gets up and goes.
I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Right. You guys have a good night.
Okay. Laphus.
Now,
Okay.
pay for the drinks as I leave.
Okay. Are you leaving, or are you going back up?
Probably.
Are you going to hang out? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, they're my buddies. I don't know. Actually, I should let them plan their stuff though.
Okay,
so
because
just
there are
gonna-
we're definitely talking business when you walked up. So
Yup. So I'm gonna just have drinks sent up and
okay,
leave.
head back to the cool flame. Okay, Laphus. You get to M. Kesney's Mystic Pursuits, and she's like walking around, like dusting and tidying, and the door opens, a little ding ding, and we are closed. Please go away. Laphus, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you too. I won't keep you any longer than you need.
Oh, no problem. I would stay open for a trusted business partner. Not partner, more like a customer. You're one of my best customers.
Oh, well, thank you. But I just wanted to know, and she like leans over, is like, no one in here, right?
You feel a bit of a wind go by as her invisible friend walks around, and you see kind of like hear like a wind blowing in your ear for a second, and your hair kind of flips out, and she's like, no one else is here.
All right, so just wanted to know, you know about, I told you about the rudium, and even you know about it with like the whole rat situation that you brought up.
Yes.
Have you seen or heard anybody trying to sell you this stuff lately?
I have not. Somebody tried to sell me some fake red crystal. It was not magical, so I did not accept it. I would not sell it as, because I have my trinkets that I sell to people who think things are magical. I would not, of course, with this problem going around to everybody, I would not sell it to anybody thinking it was magical, especially something that was dangerous, where if they actually got their hands on the real stuff, it might hurt them. However, can I show you something?
Of course.
I found this dead thing in my basement.
Was it the rat?
It's another rat.
A different rat.
Another rat, a second rat. I managed to kill it. I'm very good with my pointy broomstick, over here. And you see that there's a broom, and then, like, the end is kind of pointing, and it has a little, like, the top's broken off.
The spear now.
Yeah. And she kind of takes you to the back. Actually, it's come here. And there is I'm just going to do it. She pulls out a shoebox, basically, opens it up, and there's a rat with a lot of rudium growing out of it. And there's a little bag, like, tied around its neck. A little leather pouch.
Do I know if there's a difference between, like, the rudium that is, like, that they take from down below versus being infected by it? Is there a difference between that?
Make an Arcana check.
Like, is it like, oh, it just inflicts you with some power, but not as much as,
Right.
That is 25.
The larger the crystal is, the more effective it is in adding magical effects to things.
But there's no difference between, like, if you actually grab a source of rudium versus I got slashed by one, now my arm is turning into rudium.
Right. It depends on like. It appears to be just from talking with Gals, because he was in great despair, and so the rudium seemed to have been growing fast with him. But the this appears to be kind of like it's like on its back in like patterns, like a little stripe down its back.
Is there a way that I can get the pouch without touching anything?
It's like the rudium is on its back,
Okay.
and
All right. I'm gonna carefully try and grab the pouch.
okay. No sleight of hand needed because it's used in the front, and you pull it off, and it just looks like an empty leather pouch drawstring. There's nothing inside.
Huh. All right. Weird. And they're all coming from your basement?
This is the second one. Since the water went down, we're able to get the water completely drained out. It drained back down. But this is the second one that I've seen. I've locked my door and put some boxes and some blankets and the basement door to keep things from coming up. So unless they're digging holes somewhere, I don't know if they're actually getting out of the basement.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to have to. I definitely need to tell everybody about that at least. There's more magic rats running around.
Oh, I hate rats.
Not that bad.
I think these are mean rats. They seem mean.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, they say bad things.
Like what?
They just like they're cussing. So they're just like not. They're mean. They hate people. They want to get out. They're just kind of like they're yelling at me through the door.
Got it. That's what you meant by mean. All right.
Yes, they
All
were
right.
saying mean things about me. They're not the rabid. They're not rabid as in like a bitey, but
All right. Well, I got some answers from you. I will leave you to your closing.
oh, is there anything else I can help you with?
Maybe a teleportation or tablet or two if you can find a way to make those.
To Zadashakin?
Yeah. Actually, yes.
Let me. It may take some time, but I might be able to get my hands on some.
All right. Well, just message me whenever you do.
Okay. It may cost some, like, because I have to contact my friend who has the formulae for the teleportation circle that's in Zadash.
That's fine.
I will let you know.
All right. You have a good night.
A good evening, Laphus.
And she leaves.
And you see her turn to the door, and the basement door, and it says, "I told you, leave me alone. I am not a bad person." And
Just gonna leave it.
and we're everybody going back to the cool flame.
Yeah.
Okay. North and Laphus. Laphus probably took less time at their destination, and North took longer time. But he, I'm going to say you get back at the same time, just to make things easy. Orgoth and Wilvan. Orgoth's probably in his cups.
Wilvan flags them down as they walk in.
Yeah.
Is it still crowded at this point?
It's a little bit less crowded, but there's still about 6 or 7 people here. It's like there's like 3 empty tables and like 2 tables that are pushed together, and there's like a group of people around them.
Wilvan is now suspicious of the cool flame. Now he's paranoid even at their headquarters, and is keeping tabs on the people who have stayed, who are here the whole time that he's here.
Okay, make an insight check.
That's what I'm best at.
Okay.
29.
They appear to be drunk college students who have wandered a little bit way away from college to find a nice place to drink. So.
As they approach the table, Wilvan he'll point at Orgoth and he'll point at Orgoth with one hand and maybe like knock on the keg with the other. It probably sounds pretty hollow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
And Orgoth will like kind of shake. He's like, "Nope, there's still some left. It's okay. It's all right."
And
Do you
Wilvan,
need
he's
help?
still pointing.
To get him upstairs.
Laphus.
North! Oh!
Yay.
You made it in time. At Laphus.
In
I don't look.
time?
I remember you don't drink, but North drinks. Come on, North.
Ashes, seeing Orgoth kind of like big and loud, is like growling, like lifts his head up, looking at Orgoth as growling.
Yeah, I don't like it too, buddy.
Yeah, sure, I'll have one.
And Ashes changes to kind of a whimpering a little bit and pushes his head against you.
How empty is the keg?
How big is the keg?
How empty?
How empty?
Yeah, but how big is it?
It's like normal. It's like one of those like
Like a pony keg, like
pony
5
keg.
gallons or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But it's a fantasy beer, so he's like half empty.
Yeah.
You know, he's an orc and he can drink more than like, you actually really could drink. But yeah, he's probably, you know.
With the weight of it, as Orgoth is looking away, can I try to sleight of hand it under the table?
What's your strength?
It's a good old 13.
It's pretty big.
Shit.
I'm gonna say do it at disadvantage.
Okay, that's still a 19.
Ooh.
Orgoth kind of looks away for a second and like waving at the people who the college students are actually getting up and leaving. And yeah, you put it underneath the table and it's gone.
I'm gonna just,
Laphus and
lean my
Wilvan
foot
see
on
it. So, huh?
Lean my foot on it, just
Okay.
like to keep it away from his legs in case he kicks or something.
Got it. Okay.
Wilvan will go up to the bar, flag spiked down, give him 10 gold. He says, "What say you lock up early tonight?"
Last call, he yells out. And there's like one person remaining, and they start finishing their drinks.
And he'll come back to the table and he'll just say, "Not a word till it's empty."
At this point, that one house that we could potentially win from that tournament sounds pretty good right now if it's just going to be us.
Wait, we could win a house, they said?
Yeah, that was one of the whole stipulations is like they build a house specific to whoever wins.
Never been a freaking homeowner, jeez.
Oh yeah. Wait, are we talking about the team competition?
We
Oh.
are.
Absolutely, we are.
Oh, we can do that. Look, I mean, I'm spending a lot of time at the Bowl of Judgment now. I've got a really good feel for the lay of the place. The four of us together, there's like nothing we can't really do. So, so let's do it. Let's go and like win that thing. It's this weekend. It's only like in like next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. We got some time to train, or we can do other stuff we need to do. But we could do this, and then it's just like when we were the champions in Jagal, but like bigger, and then like somebody's gonna write a song about us or something at that point.
Laphus is like holding on to Ashes like very close, like we're gonna get out of here, brother. It's fine.
Am I like that when I'm fucked up?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Orgoth, did you say that you've been designing tasks for the
solo, like for the solo competition.
I was gonna say, would they let you compete in
Yeah.
those?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, because the team stuff is totally different, and they do that. They figure that out. The artifice, their gnomes, and Morgan and them, and they do it. But then the solo ones, I'm helping design. Yeah, we got to do like a brainstorming session. North came and did one. It was great. We came up with chess boxing. It was good.
Chess boxing. How does that?
Yeah, you have like one round of chess, and then you like punch the crap out of each other, and whoever, like, somebody's gonna win, like either with brains or brawn. So there's like all kinds of good stuff like that.
Fascinating. And
Wouldn't it make more sense if you just play chess until somebody loses like a pawn or something, and then that gives them the right to beat the shit out of somebody else?
Oh, hey, you should come to a brainstorming session too, Laphus.
Yeah, you should go.
No, I'm
That'd
good.
be good. See, you had a great time, right, North?
Look over at North.
Obviously lying. Like I'm not even rolling. I am lying like a motherfucker.
I'm too busy reading books specifically for both you and Wilvan.
Hey, Laphus, want to read a book for me?
Sure. What book do you need?
I don't have any. I'm just.
Wilvan, he'll take his like mostly full tankard, and he'll just kind of make a show of like taste in his mouth, whatever. He says, you know what, I think I'm done with this, and he kind of wiggles his fingers as he passes the tankard over to Orgoth, and he says, "Oh, why don't you finish this?" And as he why don't you finish this? And he'll take his hand off of it.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
And as he picks it up, he'll do another wave of his hand and say, and get some shut eye. And he's casting suggestion on Orgoth.
It's gonna work. I think. I'm sure I'm rolling at any kind of disadvantage.
Yeah, you're at
Orgoth's just like
disadvantage.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no!
That's commitment.
Planned that.
If you're listening to this in podcast form, Bill literally just tanked himself over. He's on the ground. Chairs
He's
on
not
top of
moving.
him.
That was a
He's
well
still
placed
there.
chair.
There are still 6 minutes in the stream. You don't have to explain it the whole
He
time.
perished. Oh no.
He's gonna do it.
Once Wilvan like looks over and checks on Orgoth and sees if he's still breathing,
Yeah.
and is satisfied that he's asleep, he'll say, "Sorry, I have to get a word in edgewise," and he pulls from his jacket the letter addressed to the favored few, and he says, "This is for us," and he takes it out and opens it up and reads it out
There
loud.
is a wax seal with the hand symbol of Sword on it, and you just pop that seal and open it. Very crisp handwriting, fresh, like actually a little bit of sand. That, you know how like you write and put like the sand over to kind of absorb some of the ink, so it dries correctly, and it kind of slides out. And it says, to Wilvan, Laphus, Orgoth, and North, I cannot trust any of these people at this table to have what is best for my city in regards to Kael Morrow. And by decree of the jewel, I name thee protectors of Kael Morrow, and like each word is capitalized. And I trust that you will be able to keep the city safe from whatever evils are done there. Signed, Jaman Saort. And underneath it says, P.S. I overheard members of the quartet of CA, it actually says CA.
Oh, the kakas.
The Kakas. I overheard members of the CA saying that they were going to stick around and enter the Bowl of Judgment team competition. So please, be on your guard. And that's where we're going to stop for the week.
Gonna fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up.
We're gonna take him down. You know what? Accidents happen. People die there. So
Wait, a brief round of applause for Bill.
Yeah. Commitment.
Yeah. that was
Gotta
fun
go,
as hell.
gotta go and do it.
I just had a little check, like, is there a pillow there? Oh yes, there is.
Oh, great game. Great role play. Y'all are doing stuff, breaking up, doing all of your separate stuff and then coming back together. I
We
love
learned
it.
a lot today.
Yeah.
I gotta teach you guys some dragon speak because those are actual words.
Yeah, that was cool. I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't
Anytime,
know.
just so that everybody knows and our audience knows, anytime that any players you want to like plan something in advance like that, just text me and like we can talk about it. I know we do it already anyway between all four of you, but I love being able to plan moments like that where we've got it like kind of pinned down and make a moment happen. It's amazing. So thank
sure.
you for working with me, and you guys are awesome.
I don't remember the last time we were in combat, all four of us. And I don't mind.
Yeah, I like the RP.
Yeah.
Well, also,
Yeah.
Ank'Harel is not a really like there's combat places for combat in the city, but the Hand of Ord is going to like shut that shit down quickly.
Yeah,
Ross, you were absent for the fight with Galio Curta, right?
I was.
So it was like the bullets. Oh my god. Fucking bullets.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago.
Yeah. Well, if everyone, let's go ahead and do our wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. You can find me on occasionally social networks at Bill Roper or at Bill freaking Roper. And I'm doing this. You can catch me doing some like Star Wars stuff over on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer whenever that goes up. And actually, after we're done doing this, I have an hour break and then I am doing a guest star shot on the Natural Ones on Emporium Wayward
Nice.
Gamer, which is
Oh,
their
damn.
Pathfinder
Nice.
campaign.
Hell
So it's RPG day.
It sure
I
is.
love it. I love it. Do you do pratfalls on any other shows?
No, that is reserved for this show. That is Orgoth special.
He's got one a day. It recharges at
That's
dawn.
right.
You only get one. Hey everyone, this is Jaiden. You can find me on Blue Sky at Foxtrot Follow, as well as on Tumblr, Foxtrottle, I believe.
Mhm.
And please play 18 plus, you guys. I can't deal with this shit. And just read books, you guys, please. I'm hearing so many things. If you have a family, it's weird to hear it from me, but if you have a family, read to your children. People are out here being fucking illiterate. I can't handle this shit. I'm sorry. I cannot.
That's real. Thanks for tuning in. This is Ross. Been playing Wilvan. You can find me on Instagram at GriffRM. And if you can read, come to our link tree because that is where all of our stuff is. You can find all of our socials, our Patreon, our TeePublic, which I need a new shirt. I've had my Severed Sons without spits on it, and that's my only gear. So I don't even have one of those Severed Sons mugs that the patrons got from the mail out, which by the way, our patrons, some of our patron levels get actual gear mailed to them twice a year. So that might be an incentive for you to join. Might be an incentive for me to join. Hell. But yeah, come join us everywhere you can because there's a lot to offer. And the Patreon is always filling up. There's always new stuff going in there with the 5 of us and many, many more. A lot of different guest stars, both friends, new friends, celebrities, and just lots of different medias that we want you to consume. And if you like what you hear here, come see us on all the other places. I should have stopped this sentence ago. I'm done.
Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I've been playing North of the Island Roadblock, and you know what? The Patreon bit's been stolen. So just thanks everyone for joining. Sorry, I don't have to say Patreon stuff. Amazing. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky at Suburban Cryptic. If you're on Tumblr and you're not interested in the art, but you're interested in all the shitty stuff on our blog, you can find me at Expeditious Retreat. It's my personal. And actually, Suburban Cryptic follows back from there as well. So, thank you for joining, and thanks to Disable for just being amazing all the time.
Yay.
You guys rock.
Thank you. I want to do a plug. We're starting to do like YouTube shorts on our YouTube channel. So follow us on Severed Sons. Just search Severed Sons on YouTube and follow us. And we're going to start doing shorts. And if there's a moment that you want us to make a little clip of in any of the shows, let us know and we'll make one.
Also, check out our Instagram.
Yes, and our Instagram too. Yes, Instagram. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter at Ron88Keys, RBDM. Please follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons D&D and Blue Sky and Instagram. You can find us Severed Sons Rhyme and the Frostmaiden podcast on any podcasting platform. Share us with everybody. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, Gang of Critical Role, and to all our listeners and our fans. Keep on rolling, everybody. Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.